Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Is this loud enough? Yeah. सर्गस्थिति प्रलय हेतुमचिन्त्य शक्तिम्
सर्गस्थिति प्रलय हेतुमचिन्त्य शक्तिम्
विश्वेश्वरं विदित विश्वमनन्तमूर्तिम्
विश्वेश्वरं विदित विश्वमनन्तमूर्तिम्
निर्मुक्तबन्धनमपार सुखाम्बुराशिम्
निर्मुक्तबन्धनमपार सुखाम्बुराशिम्
श्रीवल्लभं विमलबोधघनं नमामि
श्रीवल्लभं विमलबोधघनं नमामि
यस्य प्रसादादहमेव विष्णुः
यस्य प्रसादादहमेव विष्णुः
मय्येव सर्वं परिकल्पितं च
मय्येव सर्वं परिकल्पितं च
इत्थं विजानामि सदात्मरूपम्
इत्थं विजानामि सदात्मरूपम्
तस्याङ्घ्रिपद्मं प्रणतोऽस्मि नित्यम्
तस्याङ्घ्रिपद्मं प्रणतोऽस्मि नित्यम्.
The second verse we are on, talking about the centrality of the teacher in the pursuit of this knowledge. Because the problem is not one of not knowing something that can be known which is away from you. If that was the issue, then you can have so many ways to gain that, so many different ways to understand that which is away from you. You can deploy so many means of knowledge to bring it closer, to understand it, to read about it, to debate about it, etc. But here it's a peculiar problem, an extremely peculiar problem, full of paradoxes. And what is this problem? The problem is that it is not away from you. What you are seeking is never away from you. In fact, it is yourself. So you don't know you. This is very strange. And even if that were the case, if you did not know yourself at all, then also we would not have a problem. Because as I pointed out in the introduction, animals do not know themselves at all. They have no idea that they are Satchidanandam Brahma. They are Brahman. They have no idea. And yet they go about their lives, gambolling, frolicking, doing whatever they do. And, and we must admit that they are, in many cases, much happier than us. Yes, they are. They don't seem to have a lot of worries. And sometimes what they will do things, to get attention, just like children. They will. The cat has a habit of knocking off things from the mantelpiece, but it has no guilt at all. Feed me, play with me, take care of me, look at me. And the dog will also, chew up the slippers, but then doesn't have guilt, doesn't have hurt, seems to be free. But here is this peculiar problem. So the problem which has many, many components. So the first component is that I don't know myself. And this not knowing is a partial not knowing. Not a, which if it was a complete ignorance, then no problem. That's why somebody said ignorance is bliss. Ignorance of ignorance is bliss. Natu ignorance is bliss. So this is a very funny problem. You don't know where to, you don't know how to get a handle on this. Very strange problem. So it's not that I do not know, and it's not that I know. It's somewhere in the middle. Like the sage Trishanku. He had done a lot of good things and he should have gone to heaven, but Indra did not want competition. So he exerted a gravitational push. And then another sage wanted him, another celestial, I think, wanted him to ascend to heaven. And then he pulled this one, pushed, and between the pull and push of equal whatever, so he was in his own little limbo, hanging. It is called Trishanku Swarga. So he is in a kind of heaven, but it's kind of neither here nor there. So too self-ignorance. One is left hung out to dry because that is, I know myself, and that component, which says I know myself is the ahankara, and then it is very nicely, what should I say, in a pact with the body, the mind, the senses. And so the I that it knows is limited to just everything that is finite. This is the first problem. This is the second problem. First, I don't know myself. Second, I partially know myself from the standpoint of everything that is finite. So I know myself. How do I know myself? I know myself to be so and so, son of so and so, daughter of so and so. And then what else? Then I have this much height, this much weight, this much what's its name? Problems, and then you go extending. The I extends to these are my people, mamakaha sarve. These are my people, not your people. These are my people. They belong to me. So it extends to a few people, and pets. They're also kind of people only. And then what else? then it extends to certain inanimate objects with which one has a possessive connection, such as the house and a few things that one owns. So this much is the conclusion. I am this much. But then, strangely enough, one seems to be hardwired to never accept this much. And whatever it is, one wants more, because one somehow secretly knows without really knowing that this is not palatable. I'm meant for bigger and better things. And I want more. In fact, I want everything. I want everything. I don't want less than everything. I want everything. I want the whole. So this is another paradox. So if you are this much, and if the ahankara has deemed you to be this much, be happy with that. No. How can I be happy with that? So the finite, then we have the frantic activity called samsara, the finite trying to quote unquote become infinite. This becoming infinite is extremely unbecoming, because the more you try to become infinite, the finitude that is around you, with which you identify, is always hitting you on the head. So the becoming is of no use, because you don't become infinite. Either you are infinite or you're not infinite. And so we have pakshadvayam, two sides of the argument. If you try to say, I am finite and I'm not infinite. Let's say the first, paksha, the first side you take, and you say, okay, let us entertain the possibility that I am not infinite. Suddenly the faces fall. I'm not infinite. Oh, I thought I was, I want to be infinite. This is not acceptable. Even to entertain it for a second is not acceptable. It's total non-acceptance to even entertain the possibility that I may be finite. I don't want to be finite. That's why one wants to stave away Lord Yama. Keep sending him for coffee breaks. That's all you can do. You can't tell him to not come. You can give him a coupon for Starbucks and ask him to go there and have a little mocha, not moksha. Okay, yeah, have a little mocha. How do you get this coupon? Even that sounds good. Do some yoga. Yeah. When you do yoga, it's like a coupon for him to go and to not be at your back, not be breathing down your neck. Are we done yet? Are we done yet? Okay, let's go. No. Look, I'm in the down dog pose. All right. All right, I'm going. Another day. Okay, are we there yet? Come, let's go. No, I'm doing pranayama. Breathing in, holding, kumbhaka, rechaka, puraka, everything I'm doing. And then, you just go away. All right, I'll go away for a little while longer. So that's all you can do. So these two facts, that I don't want to entertain the thought of being finite. And then, therefore, I want to become infinite. It constitutes the entire world of this particular jiva. The whole life is just this. Trying to stave off finitude and then trying to become infinite. This is what it is. So the thought of being finite is totally unacceptable. So then maybe we should entertain the idea that one is infinite. After all, in sleep, there are no limits. In sleep, one is everything. And one is everywhere, all pervasive, everything. No limits, nothing, no sorrow in sleep, no pain in sleep, no credit card debt in sleep, no wanting more and more of less and less and less in sleep. Nothing. It's just it's just wonderful. So this sleep is something which is so inviting, so wonderful. That's why sleep is very inviting and very wonderful. And this is the clue to being what? To being one with oneself and one with everything. Because that's why sleep is beloved, because one is one with everything. One is everything and one with everything. And so therefore, the second idea that I already may be infinite, we won't say yes, we won't say definitely infinite, I may be infinite. That itself is very, very redeeming, because it makes one stop getting exhausted from trying to make the finite infinite all the time. That's a very exhausting thing. So whenever one is tired, this is a question to ask oneself: am I making the finite into infinite? And then if the answer is yes, drop that activity immediately. Oh, but how to drop? Drop it before it drops you. That's what. So that is a very nice clue to doing this. So since it's a peculiar problem, it's like the problem of what is talked about as the 10th man problem, illustrated appropriately in the 10th man story. And what is the problem of the 10th man? Forgets to take himself into account. 10 of them go, and then this person self-appoints himself as the monitor. And then he says, okay, let's hope that none of us are lost. We came in a group of 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh no! 10th one drowned. 10th one got lost. We have to print some photos on the milk cartons. Missing. We have all these missing people on the milk cartons. So missing in action, absent, gone. And then the other people were jealous of him. They said, oh, you don't know how to count. Let me count. And they also made the same mistake. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You get the idea. I don't have to do this 9 times. And all of them there. And then that's why in the story there is a sage, because this is ancient India and sages were everywhere walking. And the sage has to line all of them and then say what? The sage has to say, you are the 10th man. Sage counts puts all of them in a line and counts 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Where was the 10th man? Till now, that is the question. Did he not come for the picnic? No, he was there. Did he drown? No. In fact, his clothes are not wet at all. He did not drown. Did he get lost? No. But he was as though found, because he was as though lost. In that song, which is often sung, Amazing Grace. So whenever that stanza comes, I once was as though lost, we have to say, in the mind. And now I am as though found. Yeah, that's how we have to, we have to sing it with a little silent as though before the lost and found. Sing it like that. Then it becomes Vedanta, really. As though lost. Because if you say I am lost, that means you're not lost. Because you are the observer, the sakshi of feeling lost. And when you say I am found, again, it's a very strange thing, because you're not really lost, you're not really found, you were there all the time, like the 10th man was there all the time, but it needed someone to point out that which is so obvious that it is really funny, that how can this self-ignorance exist? It's a partial self-ignorance. It's a partial manifestation of this I, because the I is self-evident. It's a self-evident self. Everything becomes evident to it, and I don't need no proof of my existence. I don't need any proof. I am, I know. Are you here? Of course I am here. We don't need a certificate of existence. Every year we have to renew. The ashram has a certificate of existence. You have to keep renewing it every year. But you don't have to do that for people. You don't need a certificate of existence. The existence is proofless, doesn't need proof. You are the only conscious being in the whole, the only source of consciousness and awareness in the whole universe. Everything in the universe becomes aware to you, and you are self-aware. You don't need yet another consciousness to go to and find out if you exist or not. And so therefore, it's a strange manifestation of the ignorance. It's a partially known I. I know I am, but please don't ask the next question. Who are you? Because then a lot of all kinds of unsavory details about my life will come out. This is the feeling. I'm so and so, I am somebody, all these wrong things happen to, and I'm not bright, and I'm not good, and I'm full of guilt, and I'm full of hurt. Nobody loves me. And that's only half the problem, because I also don't love myself. That is the complete story. And now what are we going to do? This is the story. But somewhere you know that this story is false, and you don't want to get into this story. This story is not at all appealing. You don't want this story. You don't want to have this story at all. In fact, this sad story needs to be turned into Atma glory. That is what the point is. And how are you going to know this? Even if you do Shirshasana, means a headstand, you're not going to understand this. Oh, should I stop doing a headstand? Please continue. Don't stop. We encourage all asanas, especially those that give blood supply to the head. Okay? Yes. Please don't stop. Continue to do whatever you're doing. Blood supply to the head is important to straighten out the thinking. That's what it is. So this is so it is not so the headstand has to happen internally. Yeah, it's an internal headstand where you put the whole thing upside down. Everything you put upside down. It's a total revolution of vision. How can that happen on your own? This is very sad because this is a DIY culture, do it yourself culture. I want to do this all by myself, all by myself. And all by myself starts at age 2. When the parent is trying to tie the shoes, no, the child is too young to say even by myself. Me, no, all me. This is what it is. From age 2, you don't want help. You want to do it all by yourself. How are you going to do this by yourself? Not possible. No, I can perhaps get an intuition that I am the whole. Intuition, unfortunately, is not a means of knowledge. Oh, it isn't? No. Then what is intuition? Intuition is what you have gleaned through other means of knowledge, which is the product of mananam, deep thinking and contemplating on something that you have already studied, and then suddenly it shines in a very new and wonderful and delightful way. This is what it is. So, but then I don't want to seek help. Then I'll also ask a question. Why? Why not? Well, last time I sought help, I got burnt. I got burnt. I'm still nursing the hurts of the previous trauma of seeking help, because seeking help is a weak position. It's a position of weakness. It's not a position of strength. And in seeking help, I become weak. And not only that, then as soon as somebody knows that I don't know, they are going to pounce on this fact and take advantage of my weakness, of my vulnerability. This is how it is. This is why one doesn't want to seek help. And so here we have a catch 22. I need help, but I refuse to seek help. And until I seek the help, I will not be I will not have an understanding of who I am, because the 10th man, the 10th man had to seek help to know who he was, that he was indeed the one that was lost, as though, and and he's the one that needs to be as though found. And this is what the problem is. No, but I don't want to seek help because somebody will take advantage of me. And this is what is the homework. This is the homework. To get to the place of trusting again. The distrust is part of the psychological order of things. That there is distrust is not an issue. It is universal. The child is helpless. When the child is born, it is surrounded by total trust. And the total trust compensates that total helplessness. You can see this clearly in a 2-month-old baby. You go like this, it will come to you. Anybody picks it up, it will allow itself to be picked up. Total trust. And then what happens? Of course, every child is born to highly fallible parents. Yeah, nobody, they are not infallible. It is said God could not be everywhere, therefore the parents were created. But fallible versions, okay. Mother is not mother. She should have, her name should have an S in front of it, smother, okay. Yeah, all the time. Overparenting. That is one prototype. And then what about the father? What about the father? Father is farther and farther away. This is what it is. Oh, but not all mothers are smothers. Correct. That's why you take away the M, other. certain mothers. So instead of mothering, there is a lot of othering. I don't know who you are. Oh, you were born to me. Oh, okay, fine. Oh, I have to feed you. Oh, okay. No, here, take something. So this is a continue from mother to other. This continue. Father also. Farther and farther. Father inconsistent, mother unavailable. All these things are there. And then so by the time the child is 4 years old, what is this? The unconscious mind is completely formed. And there is a hardened wall. Outside, the child is smiling and pretending to love its life, but it has suppressed that trust. Because then it says, oh, these people cannot protect me. Here I am, so small. I don't know what to do. I don't know how to take care of themselves. And here I thought these people were big in size and they could talk, they could walk, when I could just bat at a toy in my crib. I couldn't do much else than that. And here they are very strange. And so the trust keeps on reducing. There's a fall of trust. That fallout continues. And that hardening of the heart is a normal course of events. No matter how loving the family, no matter how how awakened the parents, unless they are Vedantins themselves, it is very difficult. Even then they will make mistakes, naturally. And so this is the situation. And so the trust is also a natural order of things, and the distrust is also a completely natural order of things. Cannot but be that. And then what? Oh, so now I have distress. I'm just going to sit and cry. No. Because there is a third thing which is also a natural order of things. Because you have free will, because one has free will, it is incumbent upon oneself to learn to trust again. Here too there can be resentment. Why was the distrust caused? Because of them. And now I have to use my own efforts to get to the place of trusting. Not fair. But that's how it is. Because you can't expect the people who caused distrust to help you to trust again. It doesn't work at all. The master's tools, as the famous writer Audre Lorde said, cannot dismantle the master's house. Never. And besides, if you look at Vedanta, what will it say? It will say that, the parents were the nimitta. They were the instruments of distrust, not its cause. The distrust was a natural order of things. And that some people have more of it or less of it is also part of the natural order. Here, another order called karma, karmic order. Very, very interesting. It's part of the natural order of things. It's part of the karmic order of things. But sometimes, some people have a heavy unconscious, some people have a light unconscious. I don't like to talk about this because then there is a new complex. Oh, I have a heavy unconscious. Just say unconscious, that's all. But if you look at the objective situation, there are more challenges in some people's life, early childhood. There are more challenges than others. This is all karmic. And so one has to take the nascent baby steps to learning how to trust. There is a connection between distrust and the DIY philosophy. That's exactly what it is. And it's okay. Protect yourself in all other ways. I'm not saying that one should just sort of trust everybody and become gullible. No, protect yourself. But know where to protect and know where to seek help. Because as my guru would say, seeking help is a sign of intelligence, not a sign of weakness. Swamiji would always say that. Pujya Swamiji would say, seeking help is a sign of intelligence, not weakness or vulnerability. And so you crawl out of the hole in which the child was put, this hole of distrust. How do you crawl out? That's why we need all this background material. Shraddha being the first thing. Daring to trust again is Shraddha. But then who to trust again? This is the problem. Who to trust? Look at the world. Everybody is out to get me. Who should I trust? How should I begin to gain this trust? And for that, the simple answer would be in the maxim that the trust that was lost with regard to the parents, one's own parents, primary caregivers, okay, is recuperated, is redeemed by daring to trust the mother and the father of the universe. That is where that is the journey. That is the journey. The trust is placed in that which is infallible. From the fallible to the infallible we go. And this you cannot teach this to a 5-year-old. This is why the adult who is aware of the distrust and who knows that this distrust is a big block. I'm not able to go close to the truth of myself because of this block. I'm not able to relate to the teacher or the teachings because of this block. The one who knows is no longer the blockhead, really. Is no longer the Buddha. Even this understanding is very important. So one dares to trust again by invoking the mother and the father of the universe as the recipient of the trust. That's why in the Taittiriya Upanishad, in the first Valli, it is said, Matrudevo bhava, Pitrudevo bhava, Acharya devo bhava. And it is often mistranslated. Matrudevo bhava doesn't mean may mother become God. No. Mother is fallible. Mother is not, a mother cannot be God, at least in the eyes of the one that has had some distrust with regard to the father, with regard to the mother. The correct translation is, may you be the one to whom mother is nothing but an incarnation of this Bhagavan. May you see everything as Bhagavan. And so mother is also nothing but an expression, an incidental expression of Bhagavan. Father is nothing but an incidental expression of Bhagavan. Then you come out of this. Then you come out of this pain of the early childhood because you are choosing to transcend. But of course, the local issues cannot be bypassed. Therapy is very important. Yoga is very important. Cultivating self-love is very important. All this is very, very important. Without this, nothing can happen. So all this is extremely important. But then Vedanta is not just therapy. It is super therapy. That's what Pujya Swamiji would always say. Why is it super therapy? Because it doesn't stop at blaming the primary caregivers. Oh, I can see why you are like this. It is because of your parents. It's because of your childhood. That one, learns to just dread the childhood and then, and that becomes like a sitting duck for all kinds of, like blanket explanations. Vedanta here is super therapy because it elevates the thinking, one's own thinking. It elevates from the misunderstanding that I am this small, finite being filled with distrust to seeing that there is a scheme of things in which I belong and that everything was just as it was meant to be. including the distrust, is how it was meant to be. I learned to accept the parentage, no matter how painful, no matter how difficult, because it is how it was. I cannot wish it otherwise. This is how it was. What else can I do other than to get to a place of radical acceptance of what is? And that what is Ishvara. This is the Ishvara is Bhagavan, the cause of the universe, to which one is equated. That's why the first two letters of Ishvara in English is what? Is. Yeah. What is Ishvara. And this is where one has to go. And it's again a catch-22, because how do I discover this Ishvara? You need Guru to introduce you to this way of understanding Ishvara. How do I relate to the Guru? By relating to Ishvara. This is the catch-22 again. That's why somehow that impasse is broken, because in a way it's easier to relate to Ishvara. Because in the Hindu tradition, we have all these icons of Bhagavan, and then they're all happy, and they have this, what is it called? Abhaya Mudra. This mudra which says, this hand position which says, don't fear, I am here. And then there is no concept of blasphemy in this tradition. And so you can abuse Bhagavan. You can say, what were you thinking when you gave me these kinds of rotten parents? You can say that. And then that statement is a prayer, actually. It's a cry for help, which is a prayer. Prayer is a cry for help. What else is it? You can say that. And then what will Bhagavan say? Nothing, just smile. It's very therapeutic. Bhagavan is the therapist. That's why it is super therapy, and nothing. Bhagavan, all these, this iconography in the tradition is just beautiful. So, those who have, for example, a lot of mother issues can go to Lord Shiva and can go to Mahavishnu. Those with father issues can go to Bhagavati, goddess, the goddess of the universe. No, but what if there are mother and father issues? Ardhanarishwara. half feminine and half masculine. Very beautiful. No, but I don't like to relate to people, animals. Hayagriva. Yeah. The teacher of Vedanta, Hayagriva. Haya means horse head. Hayagriva. Then you can say, I got it from the horse's mouth. I got this teaching. You can feel happy about it. That's why everything is included. When you go to a Hindu temple, nothing is left out. I don't like God. I don't like Bhagavan, which look like people. It doesn't matter. You look, Ganesha is there. Very nice. How can you hate Ganesha? You cannot hate Ganesha. No way of hating Ganesha. There is no body shaming going on there. Very nice. You don't have to hold your stomach in. You can let it all hang out because you see him. Okay. You don't have to do anything. And weird trunk going this way, that way, strange ears. Elephant, you don't have any. You're not conscious of yourself at all. Very nice to relate to. And then you have Hanuman, again. And then you don't have to say, oh, I have too much rajas. It doesn't matter. Hanuman is the embodiment of activity and rajas. Doesn't matter. So like this, there are all these ways. You don't have to worry. It transcends all those mother issue, father issue, this issue, that issue. All those issues become non-issues. Non-issues. So it's easier to relate to Bhagavan, because it's not a human being who is complaining, who is judging, and who is interacting with you. Bhagavan interacts in a very different way by effecting a transformation. You don't even know that it's happening. So this is exactly why and how, this is how one has to grow. That's why the first prayer has to do is invoking Bhagavan. Narayana, the first verse. Guru comes next because even to appreciate the Guru, the concept of Guru, even to appreciate, you have to have some understanding. Otherwise, it doesn't work. Guru becomes another sitting duck for transference and projections of all kinds. This is what happens. Even to appreciate what the Guru is and what the Guru's job is and how I should make the most of having the teacher, one needs some understanding. And that's why in the tradition we have so many verses comparing the Guru to God, to Bhagavan, and then wondering who should be greeted first. Saint Kabir has a famous couplet. Guru Gobind do khade kake lagi pai. Suddenly the doorbell rang. Ding ding. And the person opened the door. And to their surprise, they saw the Guru and Bhagavan standing side by side. And the person was in a quandary. Oh, whose feet should I fall to first? Who should I greet first? And Saint Kabir says here that definitely it's a no-brainer. Greet the Guru first, because of whom you could recognize that God was at the door. Very, very interesting. Very nice. So therefore, the second verse here is eulogizing the teacher. And what is the teacher? The teacher is Mahavakya Upadesha Karta. Upadesha Karta, the one who gives the teaching, and then of what? Mahavakya. The subject matter of the teaching is Mahavakya. That is what the Guru's job is. Not to make miracles, not to make you feel better, not to do anything else other than to teach. That is the Guru's job. That you feel better as a result of the teaching is wonderful. That is really, really nice. There is no problem with that. And so this is the so the second verse is eulogizing the teacher. Then what does it say? Yasya prasada, because of whose blessing. Blessing is the blessing is knowledge here, not any other blessing. It's not like some the blessing is the blessing of knowledge. It's not like some common understandings of blessing that we have. There are some certain common understandings of blessing, and that's not what we are talking about here. So, because of whose blessings of knowledge, Ahameva Vishnu, this Vishnu that was prayed to, Narayana, Narasya Ayanam, the goal of the human being, I have understood. Ahameva Vishnu, I am that Vishnu I have understood. This is amazing. And then not only that, Mai eva sarvam jagat kalpitam. You have to add jagat there. Mai eva sarvam idam sarvam, which is jagat kalpitam parikalpitam. This whole jagat is all as though. Just like the 10th man was as though lost and as though found. This whole jagat is nothing but Bhagavan. It's nothing but Vishnu. And Vishnu means all pervasive. That presence which is all pervasive alone is there, plus name and form. The name and form, you look beyond the name and form and you see Vishnu. Every name and every form is Vishnu. Vishnu is not any name or any form. That is the idea. So every name is Vishnu, every form is Vishnu, everything is Vishnu. And so how did I know this? Because of the blessings of the teacher, who taught for no reason other than to teach. No reason. The Viveka Chudamani has a very nice description of the teaching. It says that Shanto Danto Nivasanti Santaha. There are lots of saints around who are calm and who are collected. And where are they? We don't know where they are. Just like the spring, they spring forth and with the blossoms of the teachings. Vasantavat loka hitam charantah. Just like when the spring comes, it's a riot of colors, and it does not charge an entrance fee, and it does not say, oh, you're coming to see the blossoms, give me something. No, it just does it for no reason at all. It's almost as though the spring knows that the winter has been very hard on people and now something wonderful needs to ensue. So just without any reason. Tirnaha swayam, they themselves have crossed. What have they crossed? Being cross, okay? Yeah. So they themselves have crossed kama, krodha, etc. They have crossed. How? Because they went to another teacher. It's not some kind of a miracle. They went to their teacher and they were just like the person who is in front of them. They went to their teacher and they lost so many wrong ideas and notions they were able to lose, and they were able to understand the truth of themselves. Tirnaha swayam, themselves who have crossed this Bhima Bhavarnamam, means this horrible ocean of samsara, they themselves have crossed. Samsara means some sorrow. Okay. They're thinking oneself to be finite, all these things they have crossed. Ahetuna, without any reason. Anyanapi tarayantah. Those who help others cross without any reason at all, without any benefit to themselves. This is the definition of the Guru. This is what the Guru does. This is what the Guru's job is. And then here, so there is a two parts of the teaching. One is the Mahavakya itself, Ahameva Vishnuhu iti, and the second is Mai eva sarvam parikalpitam cha. I am this Vishnu, so I am this Ishvara. So then the Jiva is gone, correct? Yeah, and the Jiva is what? Ishvara. Then what to do with this Jagat? It's hanging like a, like a unwanted guest. An unwanted guest is a pest, okay? Yeah, so it's hanging there like an unwanted guest. Very little difference between guest and pest. This Jagat, what to do? This Jagat we have seen is a projection of Ishvara, correct? And if I am this Ishvara, then where does this Jagat reside other than in me as a possibility? This takes a lot of teaching to understand this, and this is just like a thesis statement, and it will all be revealed as we go further. But as is the tradition of teaching, and this is how Pujya Swamiji would also teach, and he would also encourage us to teach in this way. You don't gloss over just because it is going to be talked about later. You don't say, okay, we'll see it later. No, you deal with it now and then later also, with the full confidence that when it comes in verse 37 or wherever, everybody would have happily forgotten what happens, and you have to do this anyway all over again. That is the beauty of this teaching. It is through repetition one understands. And so, Mai sarvam idam parikalpitam. This seems like a stretch to think of the Jagat as imaginary. It's not imaginary. It's empirical. It has an empirical reality, a reality that is a funny reality, a reality that can neither be fully affirmed nor can be totally dismissed. That's in between reality. You take anything is like that. Shirt. The shirt is what? Shirt is real. Yes. Because without shirt, one would be in emperor's clothes. So shirt is real. Definitely. Shirt is real. But then, what is the shirt made up of? Fabric. So the cause of the shirt is fabric. So the reality has shifted from the shirt to the fabric. Shirt is effect, fabric is cause. Shirt is not real because it has been dismissed here. And fabric is real. Although fabric also has a grandfather, yarn. Yarn is real. No, don't spin yarns. Yarn cannot be real. Then yarn is fiber. Then fiber is molecules. Then we have cotton, cotton pod, cotton bush, cotton seed, cotton tree. We are happily in an infinite regress here. You never see the cause. The cause is invisible because the cause is you. That cause is Vishnu. You are Vishnu, and the cause is you. The cause is that presence which lends its existence for all these iffy existences which comprise this entire jagat of names and forms. The cause is just this Sat. Sat. And that cause is intelligent. It's the cause is all in the form of knowledge. It's all knowledge. When you say flower is, flower knowledge is. Flower is nothing but knowledge. Otherwise, we are not able to understand at all how this is. What is this? Flower. And what is this? It's a flower. That's all we know. But then why does it have these funny serrated edges in the petal? Why does it have these funny edges, serrated edges? I don't know. Or maybe if you're a botanist, you will say, oh, because it has something to do with the bees and to attract them and for pollination or some way the wind has to move and it should not, so that there is space for the wind to move and so that it doesn't get destroyed. Maybe you know this much. Then you ask another question, but the rose, is also there. It doesn't have this kind of thing. It seems to survive fine with the wind moving in every direction. I don't know. Everything is I don't know. What is this flower? What is this flower? What is this flower? I know. Carnation. That's all it is. Actually, the self-growth happens when you don't see it as a carnation. You see it as an incarnation. See it as an incarnation of Bhagavan. That is what you look at. And that is how this is the vision that is given by the teacher. First is you are one with that whole, with the cause of the universe. And then the so-called effect is not separate from the cause. And if you are equated with the cause, you are no longer identifying as the effect. You are the cause. You are not because you are the cause. And you are no longer identifying as the effect. And so therefore what? So how do we account for this reality? It is neither dismissible nor is it affirmable. It simply is an expression of Bhagavan. And if you are non-separate from Bhagavan, it is an expression of you. This whole world rests in you, as it were. And then you greet it when you wake up. When you sleep, where is the world? What world? You're dead to the world. No, but there must be a world. Prove it to me. Prove it that the world is there when you're asleep. No, I can't. Okay, then keep quiet. And so the world resolves in you in sleep. Totally. Your world of everything resolves in you as you sleep. And when you wake up, oh no, what day of the week is it? What do I have to do? And oh, the world also wakes up with you. You stretch and the world also stretches. You have your tea and the world says, where is my tea? Yeah, it is waking up with you. This is what it is. Mai evam sarvam parikalpitam, like the Gandharva Nagari, the Gagana Nagari, the sky city we talked about yesterday. You see house, you see the cloud is in the shape of a mountain, a river now, a mountain now. There is another cloud sun. In addition to the other sun, there is a cloud city sun. All these things. So this is the teaching. This is where we are headed. This is the exposition of Tattvamasi. First is you are Bhagavan. You are non-separate from Bhagavan. And this whole universe is nothing but an expression of you alone. You means consciousness. You means awareness. You means Satchidanandam Brahma. And then Itham means in this manner, Vijanami, I know. Because of whom I know. And who is that? Sadatma Rupaha. Here is another beautiful pun. Sada Atma Rupaha Guru. The one who is always in the form of Atma. You see the Sandhi there? Yeah. So what is the other explanation? Huh? Sat plus Atma. Sadatma, Sada plus Atma, Sadatma. Very good. That's where the pun is. Knowing the pun is a lot of fun. Yeah. So Sadatma. Sadatma means Sat Eva Atma. Yasya Sadatma. And that Sat, that presence alone is Atma, me, the one who is that Guru, Sadatma, Sadatma Swarupa, the one who is the incarnation of that, who is the embodiment of that. And then Sada Atma Rupa, the one who is always in his or her actions and in his or her teachings, embodying that Atma, how it is given in the Upanishads. Exactly how the teacher lives. Here he is eulogizing the teacher for living in a manner which is in keeping with the knowledge. It's not that the knowledge is somewhere and the teacher is somehow else. So there is a complete compliance with the lifestyle and the knowledge, and the walk and the talk come together in wonderful synergy. And so unto that teacher, Sadatma Rupam, Tasya, Yasya, Tasya, that Yasya goes with Tasya, Yasya Prasadad Ahameva Vishnu. So Yasya Prasadad, by whose grace, the grace of whose teaching I know I am Vishnu, and all this is but a projection. And then I have understood this, because of which Sad Atma, or the one who is Sada Atma Swarupa, and Tasya, there, possessive here, his or her, Angri Padmam, lotus feet. I catch hold of, Pranatosmi, I worship, I remain worshipping, Nityam. Even after the gain of the knowledge, because the gain of the knowledge is that is Paramarthika, and this is Vyavaharika Satta. Vyavaharika Satta means it's the everyday reality. So in the everyday reality, I express myself as a devotee of this knowledge, and I am able to, I remain saluting the feet of the teacher, the lotus feet. Feet, because the feet are the foundation of the knowledge. So that is why feet. Because if the knowledge is, if the person is standing, this person is standing with the help of the knowledge. That is what it is. So the feet are the foundation of the knowledge. And lotus does not attract any impurities at all. And so it is always pure, free of papa, punya, all these things. So the lotus becomes an overused metaphor in all the Vedanta texts. And so here the feet are, to these lotus feet, I remain ever saluting. Verse number 3. Tapatrayagni santaptaha Kaschidudvignamanasah Shamadi sadhanairyuktaha Sadgurum paripritchati. Together. Tapatrayagka santaptaha Kaschidudvignamanasah Shamadi sadhanairyuktaha Sadgurum paripritchati. So here, once the Guru has been brought, Guru is Guru only because the student is calling him or her Guru. Okay, there is no such thing called Guru. It's a relational term. So the student has waddled along, and the student here, what is the state of the student is talked about in the verse number 3. We'll just look at the meaning. and then we'll see the rest. We have an evening class, correct? Oh, we don't have an evening class today. Okay, so we'll see the rest tomorrow. Tomorrow evening we'll see this. So tonight we have Mundakopanishad class, but we'll just see the meanings of these words. So tapatraya, what is tapatraya? Chop, quick. Huh? Okay, let's break it up. Tapa, what is tapa? Heat, very good. Okay, traya? Three, okay? 3 heats. Okay, very good. I'll take that, okay? Yeah. Arka, what is arka? Arka, sun, okay? Santaptaha, what is, so tapa we know, taptaha is PPP, past passive participle. So scorched. Sun means nicely. Sun doesn't mean sun, okay? Yeah, santaptaha, nicely scorched by the 3 afflictions, by the sun of 3 afflictions. Kashchit, what is kashchit? One. Someone. Yeah. Someone. Kashchit. Udvigna. Huh? Not vigna. Udvigna means terribly. Udvigna means disturbed, afflicted. Manasaha, the one with a mind that is terribly afflicted. Udvigna manasaha. But at the same time, here's a little contradiction that I'd love to explore. Yeah. Shamadi. Shama-adi. What is that? Shama, etc. What does that bring? Shama, etc. means quick. Shama, Dama, Uparati, Diksha, Shraddha, Samadhanam. Abba. Okay. Yeah. So, sadhanaihi means, yeah, along with the ways. Along with these sadhanas, practices, yuktaha, full of, endowed with. Sadgurum, unto the Guru. Guru is here the object, the Guru. Sadgurum, Sadat, who is Sadatma, Pariprichhati. Pariprichhati means asks very nicely, asks in a very well-rounded way. So this is the situation of the student. So what it takes to be the student, etc. We'll have fun with this tomorrow. Okay. So now whoever wants to attend the Homa in about half an hour on the same channel, no, we don't call it channel, whatever it is, yeah. Zoom link, yeah. So this is, so we'll have Mahaganapati, etc. Homa, Mahaganapati, Adi Homa. We will have all this. And then, so tonight, Mundakopanishad continuing class. And then we will be together. Okay. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om